High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs.
That's right. What you just saw was the Republicans' all-time favorite president, Ronald Reagan, condemning tariffs. Somehow, Ronald Reagan managed to diss Donald Trump from the grave. As interesting as it is to see Reagan essentially dissing Trump from a long time ago, something even more interesting is happening in the present, because California's governor just made a very bold move and went behind Trump's back. But he did it for a very good reason. How's it going? My name is Hunter Avallone with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, the economy continues to decline, stocks continue to crater, all thanks to Donald Trump's delusional idea to put tariffs on countries all over the globe. In fact, it's getting so bad now that some of Donald Trump's own Republican senators are turning against him.
Well, this new 5-page bill would slap additional restrictions on a president's ability to impose tariffs unilaterally without congressional approval. It's clearly a response to President Trump's aggressive move to do just this. It was introduced this morning by Senator Maria Cantwell, a Washington state Democrat, and Senator Chuck Grassley, an Iowa Republican. Specifically, it would require a president to notify Congress within 48 hours of imposing a tariff. It would require him to explain the reasoning and offer an analysis of the impact such a tariff would have on American businesses.
Trump is not only losing support within the Senate, he's also losing support within the entire country. The latest national Reuters poll found Donald Trump's approval rating dipping to 43%, the lowest point of the president's second term. But it's not just the Senate, and it's not just the general population turning against Trump. Some of Trump's biggest and loudest defenders are now turning against him as well, including Ben Shapiro.
Yesterday, President Trump declared that it was, in fact, Liberation Day. His giant tariff policy that he just dropped on the market unilaterally, probably unconstitutionally. Trump's reciprocal tariffs impose hundreds of billions of dollars in new taxes on Americans, be the largest tax increase since the Revenue Act of 1968. One of the biggest tax increases on American consumers in the history of America. And it's going to cost American consumers. It will cost American producers who use inputs from other countries.
When Ben Shapiro starts to sound like the reasonable one, you know we've hit rock bottom. Now, you would think that as Americans are watching their 401ks collapse, layoffs are rippling across industries, and immigrants are reportedly being sent to foreign prisons where human rights abuses occur, what does Donald Trump have to say? Well, he's advertising his brand new gold card.
You know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me.
Who's the second?
I don't know.
I don't think you can be more tone deaf than Trump is right here, right now. Things are only getting worse for Donald Trump, because now California's governor has gone behind Trump's back. But believe me, it was for a good reason. That's right, the moment you've all been waiting for. Take a look.
In a bold and unprecedented move, California Governor Gavin Newsom has directed his administration to pursue strategic trade relationships with foreign nations, preparing retaliatory tariffs against the US, an act seen by many as going behind President Donald Trump's back. But Newsom argues it's for good reason. In a video posted to X, Newsom declared that Trump's tariffs do not represent all Americans, positioning California, home to 40 million people and the world's fifth largest economy, as a stabilizing force in global trade.
Donald Trump's tariffs do not represent all Americans. And on behalf of 40 million Americans that live in the great state of California, the tentpole of the U.S. economy, 14% of the U.S. GDP, the fifth largest economy in the world, the dominant manufacturing state in America. Our state of mind is around supporting stable trading relationships around the globe. And that's why today I've directed my administration to look at new opportunities to expand trade and to remind our trading partners around the globe that California remains a stable partner.
His statement comes in direct response to Trump's Liberation Day tariff plan, which imposes a baseline 10% duty on all imports, sparking fears of international retaliation. California's economy, heavily reliant on exports like almonds, wine, and construction materials, could take a multi-billion-dollar hit. Almonds alone represent 20% of California's agricultural exports and 80% of the global supply. Despite the fact that US states cannot legally negotiate trade deals, Newsom is urging foreign governments to exclude California-made goods from retaliatory tariffs. The governor's office emphasized that these federal tariffs could cripple critical rebuilding efforts, like sourcing materials post-wildfire, and destabilize supply chains along the California-Mexico border. While critics, including a White House spokesperson, accused Newsom of overstepping his role, the governor insists California must act to protect its economy from what he sees as reckless federal trade policies.
All in all, I have to say, Governor Gavin Newsom, this was a very brave, bold, and good move. I now fully understand why he went behind Trump's back, because at least there are some people in some governments that still care about the people. California's governor is demonstrating this as he is refusing to let Donald Trump bully his state with these insane tariffs.